All right. So there are different types of maps. We've gone over this before in the class. The very first type of map that I'm going to go over today is, or with you right now, is physical maps. So when you hear the term physical maps, what you're hearing, or what is really being talked about, is the natural environment. So what is it that is found in the natural environment? And maps can do a great deal of, or can be very helpful in helping us to determine those physical features in the natural environment. For instance, in the first map, there are several things that I see in this first map. So number one, I see oceans, I see seas. I also see mountain ranges. I also see plains. I also see forest area. I also see desert. Okay. In the second map, which is basically a map of Africa, what I see here is I see deserts. I see forest. I see a savanna. I see steppe. Um, also the Serengeti, which is basically grassland. I also see oceans, seas, straits. Of course, I see rivers and a couple other things that we've talked about in class, but really aren't important right now, especially as it relates to the AP test. And the third one, which is basically a map of North America. What I see there is I see again mountain ranges, I see plains, I see desert, I see, well, not forest, but tropical areas. Um, and I see islands, oceans, a gulf, um, a bay. I see lakes. I see highlands, which are hills. Okay. Um, and basically, I was able to see all these different things by using or by paying attention to the colors. So the colors told me what certain things were. Blue color, that lets me know that certain things are either oceans, seas, rivers, lakes, straits. I think I did say a strait. Um, what you're seeing in the first map is kind of like a topographical map because it tells me that certain things are raised, and I also see the color. So by seeing that certain things are raised and the color, I'm able to determine that that is a mountain. Okay, so if you look at the first one, see, these are mountains. I know that these are mountain ranges, here and here. But here now we're talking about desert land. Okay. Here, this green area, this is rainforest. Um, this color, this light or brown color, that's desert, and the desert extends all the way out here. This is the Serengeti, which is kind of like your grassland. Not kind of, it is your grassland. That's where those tropical, well, not tropical, but that's where animals that we learn about in grade school: zebras, lions, tigers, um, uh, giraffe. They all live in this area. All right, and back here, very similar to here, I know that this is a mountain range. It, believe it or not, this mountain range, it extends all the way from basically the northern tip of North America all the way down to the southern tip of South America. But neither here nor there. The colors also let me know that there is variation in elevation. So this dark color, that lets me know that this is a mount that This is actually the mountain range. This is another mountain range off the coast of California, but it's definitely not as great as the one that goes here. Um, and I also see rivers. I see the lakes. I see the Hudson Bay. This right here, it's elevated. That yellow color. I know that that has to be a highland. And Brazil has lots of highlands in Brazil. Okay, so pay attention to all those different things. You've got to know what the physical features are in order to determine what they could be on a map when you're looking at it, especially a color map. Okay, so take some time and kind of look at that, process some of the things that I've said